Hey everybody, it's Steve with Three Fat Truckers. We're down here at the Louisville Mass Show 2024 here. They're here with my two best buds, Dave and Bill. How we doing, boys?
Good morning.
And a good morning to everybody out there. And just remember, we have a nice birthday going on. We want to say a shout out to
God.
Bill.
Oh, Sir
First thing in the
William
morning.
here.
It's his birthday
How many
today.
years young are we, William?
Well, we're not getting into that right now. We're gonna move steadily on.
Now that we embarrassed him, now
Tell
we
you
can
what,
move
now
on.
I'm 15. Let's put
Okay,
it there.
there you go.
So you was born February 29th, huh? You gotta do the
Got
math.
the old leap year
Now you
trick.
gotta do the math, don't you?
Got me on.
I hear you, yeah.
I'm like, okay, he's calling me out
I'm
somehow.
pretty quick on that.
Yeah.
So,
Well, anyway, we're starting off the day right here with this young lady, Idella Hansen. How we doing this morning?
We're doing 110%.
Didn't like the young lady?
That's back here.
Okay, well, back it up. We're starting the day off with this beautiful lady, Idella Hansen.
Well,
How are you?
I am 110% as
110%. Well, I've seen things where I didn't always thought 100% was the most you could go.
always. No, 110
But then you see
better.
stuff it's 300%. So
Ah.
110, you might be slacking
well,
today a
then
little.
I'm 310%.
Okay, there you go.
Just a
There you
tad
go, there
bit
you go.
better than the last time.
She's here today representing IBI Security Transport, and another thing that she handles and takes care of, Real Women in Trucking. Give us a
And-
little information on both of them.
And the Tier Foundation.
And the Tier Foundation.
Yes, it's
Okay.
a 501c3. IBI, high security, high value, team driving, run team with my grandson of 31. He's my night driver. I'm solar powered. Over the years, I've become solar
I
powered.
hear you.
Real Women in Trucking is an advocacy group. We work with government agencies, and then we try to mentor young drivers coming into the business. And we are the only trucking, what would we call it? It's all run by women. It's not women exclusive, but every one of us are still driving, and we operate from the seat of our trucks.
Well, there you go.
Tears Out Foundation, Truckers Emergency Assistance Responders is the same thing. We all work it from, I'm a caseworker for that now, and I'm a founding member, and we work it from the seat of our trucks. So we're a grassroots organization,
So you
both
never
of them.
have any time off, do you?
No.
Well,
Well,
I've
what
been
do you
trying
do
to-
for fun?
Well, I've been trying to move into my new house for a year and a half now, so.
Well, you might have squatters by now.
well, the nice part about it is what you're doing. Even Steve's mom is still out there turning the wheels with us every day. Every day.
I have a girlfriend that's 82 or 83, and she's still pulling her own truck with Cargill, hauling
There you
me.
As
go.
long as you keep
I had a gentleman that I worked with at a company that had retired from 3 different trucking companies, and he was 87, and he drove up to the day he died. I mean, never really retired.
Hopefully, if the insurance will continue to insure me, I'll die with the steering wheel, well, preferably sitting still.
They still, yeah.
Yeah, my grandson always says, "What am I going to say to Scott when I call him and tell him you're dead?" I said, "Okay."
I want to raise.
Take out all the crazy people as you go, right?
Oh, he's probably going to tell him you got to finish the run, you know.
Yeah.
Got to get it there on time.
Dispatcher's not gonna let you slack.
That's going to be the question. Did she get it there?
Yeah, and he'll probably say, "Take her gun away from her."
You can't shoot nobody with it. You're pretty safe. You're dead.
Uh, so what made you get interested in as far as doing the Real Women in Trucking?
I've been driving since I was 18.
Mhm.
I bought and paid for 13 trucks myself. Had RR Trucking, which was my husband, and of course, after 18 years, that was over with. And round and round and round, hauled chips, pulled flatbed for years. Started IM Trucking, which is my name, Idella
Mhm.
Marie, and my grandmother's name. And came up to the mats, specifically 2011, 2012, when they were talking about attaching our medical certificate
Yeah.
to our driver's license. So as a safety director of Biggers Trucking and owning IM Trucking, I came up here to find out what all the stuff was, all
Right.
the particulars.
Yeah.
So because we had probably 15 flatbed drivers leased to us,
Mhm.
and I wanted to know the poop. And I was out in the parking lot, and this little gal called Sue Weiss, Operation Roger. The little boy was hot. He was in the dog I said, well, I'll do that. And from there on, it's been uphill.
Uphill?
Since then, yeah, I've been involved in many, many things. Last Ride Home, Trucker Charity, which is now defunct, both of them. I'm still with a board member at Operation Roger, trustee at Real Women in Trucking, and a board member and founder of Tier Foundation. And I assist St. Christopher Funds on our health program, weekly health program.
Now, how long have you been doing that, working for IBI?
11 years. See my 10-year ring?
Oh, got a 10-year ring.
Yeah, the boss man
So
says
you
I can't
get
leave
a watch when you're done, right? That's what they
Well,
always
they
say, the
asked me
gold
what-
watch.
Tom asked me, what do you think you need for your 10-year anniversary? I said,
A vacation.
diamonds, of course.
Vacation.
So they gave me the infinity ring, and the boss man says I can't retire until he does. So 2029 is my goal.
There you go.
There you go. Wonderful.
So, IBI, you say you carry a gun and everything. What you guys transport? Money is what you're doing, or just certain?
Let's put it
Are we
at
not at liberty to say?
not really. Just
Okay.
consider it says security on the side of the trailer in 3-foot
So
letters.
it's high value, period.
High value, but we do not do DOD. We're federal government stuff.
Okay.
So it could be a
Could be my
DOD,
Twinkie.
just relabel.
It could be an 18-pound box, or we could be grossing 80,000. Most of the time, we're way under that,
Oh yeah.
and we don't get to roll our windows down.
What does money weigh per pound?
I don't know.
How much?
I don't weigh it. I spend it.
Never had a pound's worth.
Never had a pound worth of paper?
Unless it was pennies.
Yeah, yeah. I got a pound. I
They
got a
frown
jar.
when you try and pay your ticket with a penny.
Oh, they don't get. Yeah. Hey, it's a
They don't
government.
think it's so funny.
Not anymore.
That's tough shit.
Well, we are always impressed. Like I said, his mom. You remind me so much of his mom. The way you talk, the way you've lived your
I
life.
can show
the
you
way
a picture. You guys might be twins.
Yeah, you guys. It's so funny. She called me the other day, and she didn't call me very often. Just out of the blue. She called me the other day, and she goes, "Hey, Dave, they send our payroll out so you can see your pay sheet on tech." She goes, "How's that password thing work again?" And I sent it back to her what to do, and she
There
goes,
she
"Oh,
is.
there she go." Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
75.
Absolutely.
Oh.
Well,
Yep.
I'm electronically challenged.
It's over.
And so my grandson takes my phone away from me about every other day and says, Grandma, how in the hell did you do that? What did you do? And I always say, I don't know.
Yeah, just
Or is it where you got 300 emails and you haven't looked at one of them?
Oh, more like 3,000.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know how to erase them. I just keep them in case I want to look back at them. That's what I used to hear.
We have a good time.
Of course.
And bless him, he tries to make me laugh every day at something. And he usually succeeded if he doesn't scare the snot out of me, startle
Oh,
me.
you can say crap. 'cause
Did
we're-
Grandma teach him how to drive truck?
Yes, he's ridden with me ever since he was little.
Oh.
So when he went to school to get his CDL license, he's a really good test taker, fantastic memory. Aced it out of the whole school. He aced the test first round. And as the trainer took him down from Pine Bluff to Camden, Arkansas, when they got to Camden, he says, "Now you did a real good job, but now you got to use the clutch on every gear." And he looked at me, he says, "How do you do that?"
Yeah, you don't need that clutch. That's for starting and stopping.
That's back in the old day when you had to double clutch them old unsynchronized transmissions.
Oh, absolutely. No power steering.
Yep.
I had
We
a
always talk about that when we get somebody that's
70.
our age or older, and say,
I had
I always ask them, what was the first truck you drove?
Mine was a cab over international with a 335 Cummins
What
in
year
it.
was it? How old was it?
Oh my God, I don't know. I don't
Because
remember.
the question after that question always is, did you have air conditioning? Which the
No.
answer is no.
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 You had the vents you pulled open.
Yeah, and the
and
B.
did it have power steering?
Right
You-
there.
No,
up
it did
there,
not.
Right up there is the vent window still in that
That
thing.
truck right there was one of the first ones I drove that a Ford like that,
Yep.
with no power steering, no air conditioning. The
Going down the road with the vent open and the B
Open your
goes
lip.
up my pants.
and hoping the hair in your leg didn't catch on fire off the engine cover.
Absolutely. In
Oh.
fact, the truck is still out behind Greg's shop. It still runs. I got a 74 cab over Pete with the curved windows
Yeah.
and 400 Cummins, big cam 400
Big
Cummins
cam.
where you bit.
I remember when that was a big motor
Oh
back
yeah,
then. I went to
350
California
big
with
cam was
that.
big motor back in the day.
Absolutely. That
And an
thing
old
would
Harvester,
run. It would
70
scoot.
79 or 70/40.
But now they make them as big as you want them.
Oh yeah, big as
So-
you need. He come out of an 800. cat.
Yeah.
He was a heavy hauler.
The biggest cat engine was the last show truck I had, and it's still running up and down the road. A 2000 Freightliner XL, 500 cat.
Yep.
And the guy here at Matt's finally convinced me to sell him the truck after I'd went to work for IBI. So I financed it for him, paid it off like a champ. And the other day he sent me a picture of it going out the driveway to the third driver. So a couple years ago, he rebuilt the engine, It had never been rebuilt. I'd done the bottom end a couple of times. And he says, Miss Idella, he said, when was the last time you changed the turbo? I said, never. So you might have go ahead and hang you a turbo on that. But that truck, that 500 cat, is still going up and down the road.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good engine.
Yep. Now you can't get 300,000 miles on a truck they got overhauled.
Oh, come on.
They're so cheap.
The electrical problems are
Well,
The
everything in
depth
the truck is
problem,
made out of plastic.
Exhaust problems.
we had one truck came out of the shop and they'd done something on the DEF, and somebody hollered at me, you got stuff falling out of the truck. His DEF system was literally falling out on the road.
Yeah.
Can you drive it to the shop? No, I don't think so.
Truck's going to derate, and there we sit. Yeah.
I had trouble with throttle sensors
Throttle sensors.
until I finally told him, I said, it's not the throttle sensor. We got another problem. And it was a leaking windshield that had leaked down on the terminals of the wiring harness.
And it was corroding them up.
It was corroded them off, yeah.
Yep. I
And
had one default. They called me. Our mechanic called me up and said, climb under the back of the transmission and unhook the speed sensor. You can drive it back in because it won't know how. It can't get you under the speed. So
I've had to unplug my water sensors because there was nothing.
same
There was
thing.
a sensor, not
Yep.
the wet. Yes, absolutely. I have been very fortunate in the lifetime that I've owned trucks. I had an excellent backup system. Of course, the man's been dead 3 years, but Sarah Bigger's husband, Bigger's Trucking there in Camden, and John Smith, my old driving partner, we've known each other 31 years, and his son. And I have to say that old Freightliner, not one time was I ever stranded out on the road. I always made it home. They had fixed it so I could plug into a reefer unit if I lost my alternator with a forklift cord. Harmonic balancer went out, and he said, get you a bolt and do this. Come right on home. Not one time did I have to pay for repairs out on the road.
Well, that's wonderful. Wish we had some drivers like that.
No doubt.
They're finally learning, because we lease our trucks, they're finally learning over the last 10 years that if I say something to them, not to look at me cross-eyed.
Right. You know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Come in and told the man I needed shocks, and he come out with a flashlight. So I knew what he was doing. I'm going to look for them little leaks. He said, well, who told you that? Your husband?
Oh
I
my.
said, no,
They do that to
actually, my
mom,
boss
too.
man.
And it gets her riled up.
Well, he fussed at him. He said, you don't talk to my drivers like that. And he fussed at him. He said, you owe her an apology. So when we came back, I was teaming with John. He walked up to John. He says, sorry, I busted your wife's balls. And John looked at him. He says, you know, son, he says, you might better keep your apology and go back in the shop. Because she'll feed them to you if you say that to her.
Did you have your gun on you?
Oh, absolutely.
I'd have took out a kneecap.
He got fired, but that's all right. He wasn't. They're computer techs.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Well, it sounds like you lead a very interesting lifestyle in life
I've,
as far as the
I have-
jobs and
I've been blessed.
everything you're into.
I have never went looking for a job. I've of course filled out the application, but I have never personally went looking for a job or a contract. They've always come to me. I've been very fortunate to have
Good.
built a reputation of service. And I know a lot of companies say that owner operators don't make good company drivers, but that's not true. If you're steeped in service and giving your all, if you're any kind of person, you'll take it to the next job.
Yeah.
It ain't the driver, it's the person behind.
Well, nowadays, the work ethic ain't there like it was 10, 15 years ago.
Things are changing.
Oh, everything has, because I can, from my age group to the group before me, my parents, and then their parents, okay, their parent, you kids are lazy. The next age group, oh, you kids are okay. And now we're right back to you kids are lazy. So, I mean, whether you go from the 40s, 50s, 60s, and, to where we're at now, I mean, yeah.
Hey, I'll admit it. I'm lazy. I'm getting up there in years.
You can tell.
I'm not.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not lazy.
That's why we got this.
I'm not lazy. Just I got to be motivated to have some ambition. It's got
Yeah.
to be something you want to do. You know.
At some point, I have given my everything and went above and aboard because I'm older. We were trained to do everything you
Yep.
could. You had to get it there, no matter what. And I have learned that when the guy walks up the stairs with his paperwork and dies from a heart attack, oh gee, he did his job. He did good. He just had a heart attack on the stairs. No, he was having it all day. He was just a dumbass to do your work for you. So
Yeah.
you got to learn to take care of yourself, and that's
Oh,
what
yeah.
I've done. And I've got some arthritis, a new knee, and need a couple other things fixed, but it's doing me good for now.
Sounds good. Well, we'd like to thank you for stopping by today. Your story is very interesting,
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate
and it sounds like you're doing a lot of good out there with the foundations and stuff that you work with.
Well, we're trying to bring drivers, be them 24 years old or 30 years old or however old, new drivers
Mm-hmm.
into the system with the values that we have built and treasured for ourselves.
Well, good.
And we need to step up with the values of what people need to act in this country. Period. Values we've lost. We've lost a lot of values. And
Standards,
right.
ethics,
Yes.
Ethics.
Ethics.
well,
Companies don't have that.
Self-care.
and self-care.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Self-care.
I can't do a good job if I'm not happy and healthy.
That's right. You know, and
And the more money they pay me, the better I do.
that's right. That's always the best. So
So
thank you very, very much. Such an honor to meet. I always love meeting our older senior truck drivers. It makes me remind me
you
of
have to be careful when somebody that's been single as I have.
yeah.
I'm always on the make. I'm always looking for somebody a little bit younger that has a little more spit than.
Yeah, you ain't scaring me away. You ain't scaring me away yet.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for
Thank you
stopping
very
by.
much.
What a pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you. She has warm hands too. The only woman that
They used to
has warm
That's-
hands.
No,
That's because I had them tucked
they
under
always
my
said
butt.
warm hands, cold heart.
Yeah, it
Yep,
doesn't matter.
I-
Doesn't matter.
I just-
Warm hands.
That's what
Usually
my mom always said.
I'm not saying the last line 'cause she knows where I live.
Can I get up?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.